So I've been thinking about making this video for the last couple of days, and I don't have a script, I'm not prepared or anything, but I took a little vacation time, so I've had some time at home relaxing, and I've seen a lot of these RV videos and mobile home videos and tiny house videos, because that's what pulls up in my feed most of the time, my suggested videos. And some of these things are so cute and really well designed, and they look like a showroom, and it's really fascinating, and people are getting really excited about it, and oh, look at this and oh, look at that. And most of the time these are really young couples in their early 20s, and this is their first home, so they've only got a few things. But when we downsized to this RV, we live in a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 38-foot travel trailer. And we've been married for 20 years almost this January, and downsizing when you have a bunch of stuff is complicated, and you end up thinking you've downsized and you know how to get rid of more and more stuff. I mean, I still have a bunch of stuff right up here that's knickknacks and stuff that sit above my bed. But I guess, I don't know if frustrated is the right word, but I hate seeing all these perfect houses and this perfect nonsense on, oh, look at this, and this is cute, and we spent all this money remodeling it. When, if you're going to live, especially people who are living stationary, because that's what we do, we live stationary in this RV, and, or even tiny houses, which mostly are stationary. If you're going to live stationary, it doesn't matter what color cabinet, drawer pulls you have. When you live in these areas, and usually you're out in a rural area, we are, you need things like a deep freeze, and you need a giant propane tank, and you need those sort of things. That's what really matters. I guess it's this whole fake country living stuff that's happening, and it's really on my nerves for some reason, because we do live out in the country, and we do live in an RV, and we've been in it for 2 years. And my house is nice. It's not Instagram perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Now the front yard is, because we spent a lot of time out doing stuff on the yard. But cramming your whole life into an RV is complicated. And I mean, we have storage everywhere. We have a deep freeze, we have an extra refrigerator, we have a walk-in pantry. All that's inside this RV, and it's not crowded, and it's not unclean. It's very clean, but it's not this picture-perfect world. It's normal life in a small place. That's what living stationary in an RV or a tiny house is like. It's your life doesn't change. There's a song by Casey Musgraves called "Same Trailer, Different Park." Wherever you go, there you are. You don't. I mean. Do things get easier? It depends. It doesn't take me as long to mop and vacuum, but I have to mop and vacuum more. And but I still have the same amount of laundry, same amount of dishes. I have a yard, so I have to take care of the yard. I have pets, so I have to take care of pets. And 3 cats in an RV is interesting. There's a lot of litter box work. You have to clean that litter box all the time. But I'm not mad at these people. I'm really excited for them. But I think there's a reality check that comes along with it, that there's a lot more when you actually live in an RV or a tiny house and it's your only home. You'll find that it doesn't matter how cute it is, because I still think my house is cute on the inside, but you need things to prepare. A good example, last winter, February, this last February, we knew there was an ice storm coming. And in Texas, when there's an ice storm, the whole freaking place shuts down. So we had plenty of food. We filled up our freshwater tank in the RV. We made sure I had 6 canisters of propane. And we were fine. But what happened is we learned that while we had food, after a week, you start running out of things you really would like to eat. We were not going to starve, and Lord knows I could lose a few pounds, but you start running out of the things that you really would like to eat. And then We never ran out of propane. Those 6 canisters, we had 6 20-gallon or 6 5-gallon 20-pound propane tanks out there. But when the whole yard is nothing but solid ice, and you live in Texas and you don't have shoes appropriate for that, and you've got to go walk outside and check on the tanks and change the tanks, that gets a little interesting. And our sewer hose kept freezing up because it's it's a little slinky kind that crinkles back and forth, and water gets caught in those things and it freezes up. So this summer we brought in a big 120-gallon propane tank, had it professionally installed, so the propane thing's not a problem anymore. We bought a small upright deep freezer that I actually keep in this bedroom right here, and now we have plenty of food storage. And we have a jackery in case we lose power. But if it's during a winter storm, you just put that crap in an ice chest on the front porch and you're okay. And then my sister gifted us a mini fridge, something I would not have bought, but it's a decent sized mini fridge, and we found room for that in the kitchen, and that enabled us to keep some fresh food too. And we replaced our little slinky sewer hose with a proper 3-inch PVC pipe, so that way it drains all the time, it's at a slight slope, and it can't freeze up. So these are things that you learn. And anyway, I know this video is kind of all over the place, but it's just simply that in these picture perfect RV videos, that's not real life. So do it. Yes, I really encourage people to do it. We love living in an RV. We really do. But work is still work, and laundry is still laundry, and there's a lot you have to do to these things to make them, especially if you're stationary, you can't move it. Things you have to do to make it a permanent home. We put it up on cinder blocks. We anchored it into the ground like a mobile home's anchored into it. We put skirting around. We hooked the sewer up permanently. We got the big propane tank. We have a deep freeze. You don't see that in these videos, but that's what it's really like if you want to thrive living in an RV and be comfortable and really be able to think of it as home. Because for us, living out where we live, we're not far from the nearest grocery store. It's 20 minutes down the road, but when it's bad weather or whatever, that's a long way. And out here they don't salt the roads or anything, at least not the road we live on. And so you just have to really think about those sort of things. It's completely doable, and we will be doing some slight modifications to the interior. But my advice would be, don't worry about that stuff unless it really needs to be repaired. But don't worry about all the frou-frou cosmetic stuff until you have your basic systems in place, because that's what will make living in it tolerable and actually enjoyable if you do it right. As I said, it doesn't matter what beautiful gold or brass drawer pulls you have if you run out of propane and it's 20 degrees. So, weird video, but it's been on my mind, and these things just really aggravate me because that's not real RV living. It's just not. That's not at all what it's like living in an RV. It's not all cute all the time. It's regular life. Think of your regular house or your apartment or whatever you live in now. Cut it in half, or cut it by 75%, depending how big your house is. And life's not going to change, except you're just doing it in a smaller place. And because this is not a regular house, there's a lot of things you have to do to it to make it function like the regular house that you really need, especially if you're still working and you're stationary. So even a tiny house, these are things you need to think about. They're built a lot more like a regular house, but you will still need storage and food and propane and those sort of things. Anyway, hope you get something out of this. I don't want to discourage anyone from this lifestyle. It is a great lifestyle. This is our, I don't want to use the word forever home because God knows what will happen to it. We live in Texas. But as long as it's standing, this is our home. And it's a great way to live. But you just have to approach it realistically. Take care of those things that you need to live comfortably. Get all that in place. And then start worrying about the cosmetic changes and whatnot. Because when you live in an RV, or even if you're buying a tiny house, those systems are what's most important for your survival.